Hello, hello. Welcome, my people. Hi. Mic check, mic check. Put a one in the chat for me if you can hear me. Perfect. Thank you, American Born. Thank you for being here. Hi, Linda. How are you? Hope you're well. So, this is just a live because I wanted to talk about what's going on regarding the y- Donald Trump's travel ban and how it's affecting the rest of the world, and the way it's been escalating in terms of the international tourists and what it's going to do, because I know he said it's about immigration crackdown, but it seems to be more aggressive and is leaning towards tourists as well. Hello, Mama V. Hello, Mama Bees. Welcome. So I wanted to talk about that, and I wanted to talk about how angry I am because this has messed up my plans for this year. Hey, my sugar. Hey, how you doing? So I wanted to talk about that because I think I mentioned this before. Everybody knows I had plans this summer to link up with my twin, link up with Eloquent as well, and do like a little travel. And hopefully, if Melody was going to do like a millimeters event, I wanted to turn up for that as well. And see my family. I had so many plans, which unfortunately is not going to be, happening anymore since this whole travel ban and what's been happening to people in America that's trying to go there. And now it's tourists, because I don't know if everybody heard about the latest news about the British lady and the German lady that has been held by ICE, that was detained by them and taken to a detention center. I don't know, by the US border officials. So for me, it's a no for America. It won't be seeing me until the next 4 years if I have anything to do with it. But it's unfortunate. But I wanted to talk about that because it's very, very disheartening, and it's very disturbing to see the way US borders have been using aggressive methods for, travelers and illegal migrants, and what's been happening. It's truly, truly disturbing to me. And the outlook on it, I don't feel like people are understanding how detrimental it is, because it's now going to ruin the tourist industry for America. And what's that going to look like for America's tourist industry at the moment? A lot of flights are not going to be going there. They're going to be losing a lot on that aspect, the tourist aspect. Then you have to think about the airline companies, how much money they'd be losing. And I don't know if people are, in touch with them or keeping up with you know, the, what's going on this morning. The Dow Jones is down. Like, everything is absolutely gone crazy and bonkers because of this man and what he's trying to do since he's been in office. His latest tariff thing has the US stock markets in trouble, real trouble. It's, to me, it's looking like a mess, and seems like no one's doing anything about it. Hey, CC. Hello, divine virtuous woman. Hey, Han. Welcome. Thank you for coming and joining me. So there's a lot going on, and I wanted to talk about it, but I don't want to be selfish. But from my aspect, it's just put a lot of damper on things, and I'm sure it has done that for a lot. If you go on social media, a lot of people have canceled their holidays to America. Um, a lot of people have, change their trip, their ideas, where they want to go now. They're going to other countries because they feel unsafe. And I want to get into that. So everything I say is my opinion only. And I just want everyone to know this is just, I'm covered under the uh, fair use policy, and it's just my opinions. and I'm just giving you the latest of what I've been hearing so far. Hey, Alpham C, welcome, sis. You're so right, Divine. Lala, I agree. Stay safe. I would tell people to probably avoid the crazy. Yep. Avoid it as much as you can. Pick countries that are safe. Do your research before traveling anywhere. See safe. CC said my daughter's supposed to visit her friends in Japan in May. I pray there's no issues with them coming back from. Hopefully not. But if you are American citizens, they're not really targeting you guys that much. Because so hopefully it'll be okay. Pray for your daughters to have a great trip and a great return back, a safe return back. Hello, V Jackson. Hey, love. Hey, sound checking there. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining me. It's very sad. It really is, because I was speaking to a lot of my friends that had plans as well. My friend cancelled her trip for Coachella. She cancelled that because she doesn't feel safe, to be honest with you. And me, the fact is, for me, I'm a British citizen, but the thing is, I'm also African. Like, my birthplace is Somalia. So even if I have the right, credentials, the passport, the visa, everything, you're still going to detain me, because if you're detaining white European women, what chances do I have coming to America and not being detained? And I'm not built for no prison system. Not me. I'll be damned. I'm sorry. I'm going to take my money where it's welcomed. I'm going to take myself to somewhere I am welcomed, and my money goes far. So in the next 4 years, it's a no from me for America. It's sad because that means I won't get to see all of you guys if Melody has an event. Story of my life. But it is what it is. Safety first, you know? So thank you. Those of you coming in, please hit that like button for me. Share this live. Share this live. I appreciate that. And subscribe if you haven't already. So let's get into it. So bear with me. So I want to cover this. So I want to talk about this aspect first. So I'm going to play this video. Let me know what you think it's about, this issue that I'm speaking of right now. So bear with me.
No one's told you today, it is literally now or never, by the way. The United Kingdom have now officially warned their citizens, have warned us to not travel to the United States, and if we do, to be prepared of the heightened risk posed by the border and the new Trump administration. Historically, this has never been done by the United Kingdom and the United States, besides literally during 9/11 and the previous world wars. This is, of course, days after British, German, and other European tourists have also been detained for days, weeks at a time at the border. This is, of course, weeks after Trump has basically appeased Putin and has agreed to be a bystander to the invasion of Ukraine and practically any other European country that Putin has his eyes set on. I absolutely hate saying this as your friend from across the pond, but there's going to be a point where we are not going to have any international influence to help you guys, because Trump is literally making that quite literally impossible. He's isolating America. How does nobody see that? To the extent that they will confiscate your phone at the border, and if you have anything that is negative towards Trump, they will literally ban you from the USA. So if you're an American watching, you really have to have the fight in your belly right now, because it is truly now or never. I literally cannot say that any louder.
So you saw that. Hey, Somali Queen. Oh, so we got Becky with the good hair. Hello, sis.
Hi,
Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I was busy eating. Wallahi, I didn't even see
You
that
have,
thing.
girl, what you eating? What you eating?
Ola chips, tortilla chips, lime crunch. It's that week
I
for
hope you
cravings.
enjoyed it. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I'm talking about the what's going on with the issues. I just played that
I
video.
cracked up.
It's
Yes, I
really
saw.
serious right now.
I think I don't know if he's. Have you ever seen someone who wakes up in the morning and decides to just do what their mind tells them? Unconstitutional and anything just follows what their mind tells them. I don't think this person is right in the head.
I don't think so either. I think he's unwell. He should have been assessed like before he took office. It's really crazy and really scary. So, okay, so
Wow.
okay, so Bluff City Girl 1, thank you and welcome. Do not sign any paperwork when coming back to the US. If you do, you will be giving up your citizenship. Oh my God.
Mm,
So it's got to that level. And how could
yeah.
they do that? What kind of paperwork are they giving people if they're coming in with that? This doesn't make sense.
First of all,
It's very
the people at the border have it rough because they have not entered the United States yet. So the constitution does not work for them.
yes, the
So they
constitution
get
does not work. Yep.
harassed. And then they take their phones and then they put malware in their phones. They download things from people's phones. I'm telling you, it is so unethical and constitutional. This is so wrong.
Exactly. And you have no rights because you haven't entered the US yet. You're still in the airport. So they have more rights over you than you have over yourself. So that's the saddest thing, unfortunately. You're only safe once you touch US soil. But being at the airport, there's no jurisdictions there, which means you're not really technically on US soil. So Alpha MC says, I don't blame you at all, Lala. My heart breaks for you. Yes, I'm gonna actually play that next. The El Salvador US
Oh, but
citizen from El Salvador. He was sent to El Salvador, and the dump administration said, "Oops, my bad," and he shouldn't have been deported. And you can't bring them back. The saddest thing about this Alpha C, I'm gonna play it, but the saddest thing is he was sold like the rest of them. It was a transaction, and I'm going to play
mhm.
this video. So viewers discretionary is advised because it is kind of heartbreaking. But go on, Somali Queen. What you were saying, Beck? No, sorry, Becky.
No,
Go ahead,
I'm saying,
Becky.
I'm saying, I was going to tell people, trigger warning. If you get triggered, be careful because it triggered a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's
Can
not
you
a
put
fun
trigger
video.
warning in the comments for me, American born, please? Just
Yeah.
because it might trigger some people, and I do not want it to affect them, but it's something that has to be shown as much as we can because real talk, this is very scary what's happening. It's very scary. We're in uncertain times. We're in times where your rights are no longer your rights. You have no rights. And no one's sticking up for people. He's not even following the judge's orders, which is very sad. Very sad. So I'm going to play this. Um, because I definitely need to play this for everyone. So this is the next one that I wanted to play.
A cartoonist in Tacoma, Washington was taken by government agents in February 2025 and held in jail for nearly 3 weeks. She has no criminal record, wasn't charged with any crimes, and never saw a judge, but when she begged guards to go home, she was met with radio silence. The US Constitution guarantees every person within our borders, you, your family, your friends, this cartoonist, even your annoying neighbor, a fair, legal process the government has to go through before it can take away their freedom. It's called the right to due process, and it's the foundation of the American legal system. If you're accused of a crime, the government has to prove its case against you, and you have a chance to prove your innocence. And all of that has to happen before you're punished for anything. This cartoonist, Becky, had been backpacking across the country and was staying with friends in Portland. She wanted to take a few days to head up to Canada, but instead, she was handcuffed. Her legs and waist were even put in chains, treatment usually reserved for the most violent criminals. And even then, only after they've been granted their due process and been found guilty in a court of law. Trump and his enforcer, Tom Homan, have literally said they are ignoring due process because, well, they don't really say, and it doesn't really matter. Because if the president can personally decide who is punished and never has to make his case, they're no longer a president. We have a word for that kind of executive. It's called a king. While in U.S. captivity, Becky was only given one set of prison clothes to wear for the 19 days she was in jail. And she was forced to stay in a cold room where fluorescent lights were on 24 hours a day. She was routinely waken up by prison guards and was denied simple things like a pillow and a blanket. She was, however, given a pen and paper and tried to spend most of her time writing and drawing. She says someday she hopes to write a graphic novel about what happened to her.
This is madness, madness, madness.
Absolute madness. Absolute madness. That is one of the ones I want to speak about. That is Becky, the British lady. So I'm going to show you the British lady, a picture of her. So the one on the left is Becky. She's from the UK. The one on the right, I think her name is Alice. Hold on, let me just double check. But I think her name is Jessica, and she's from Germany, Berlin. And she was arrested at the Mexican border and was detained for 2 weeks by ICE, not able to contact her family, not able to contact a lawyer, anything. So there's a lot going on right now that is very, very scary. And the fact that they do not want to follow due process because they don't want to, it says a lot. This man is unhinged, and unfortunately, anybody can get it. That's what he's basically saying. Anybody can get it. I think it's very sad. It's very scary what America's coming to. I think everybody should be on guard, should be aware of what's going on as well. Like, do your research. Even if you have your paperworks, it's not, you still can be taken. I cannot save you because these ladies had their paperwork. Both these ladies had visas intact correctly. They had no problem getting in and leaving. They had a problem coming back. So she went to Mexico for a trip, came back in, even with the visa intact, they still detained her. Becky was detained as well, coming back from Canada back into America. So it doesn't matter even if you have the right paperwork, they can detain you, and they're not following any types of processes. They are literally breaking the law, and they're getting away with it. They're absolutely getting away with it. And that to me is just, I don't know, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. It's kind of scary. So I don't know. It's
You see,
it's
people,
weird.
there's a student who was in she was studying in America. So when the crackdown happened, when they started the crackdown, she went to Canada. So I saw the video of the agents going to her dorm room and flipping everything upside down, looking for computers, looking for everything. And her roommate said that she had left. She's not here anymore. She traveled. She went to Canada. So, I mean, that's what they're doing to
Yeah, I saw
people.
her. But she was pre-warned. Someone pre-warned her already they were coming for her, because there's a website, I'm not sure people are aware of. There's a website that are actually giving people's names. And the reason they're looking for her is because she protested in the college protest that was happening to stop the genocide of Palestinians. So she took part in that, and they were looking for her, but someone warned her, so that's why she ran to Canada. If you watch that video, unfortunately I don't have it here today, but if you watch that video, you will see they covered their faces. They would not give their names. They only said Homeland Security. They wouldn't even say which department, nothing. So these people are also covering themselves because they know what they're doing is illegal. I want to say, Math, welcome, Math. It's very scary, very scary. Hey, Betty Boo. Hey, Han. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining. It's very traumatizing. Like, a lot of these things that they're doing is traumatizing people, and people are now going into hiding because of this website that they're posting their names of people that took part. It's so crazy. I feel like we're in part of a social experiment to see who's turning against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Gael Pope says hello. Hey, welcome. Thank you for coming and
Check,
joining us.
check,
I
check,
feel like
check
we're in
the
a
chat.
social experiment. Hey, two.
Lala, check the chat. Check the chat behind the wall.
Okay, one moment.
Hey, Toot, this is one of your today in the morning we were
Okay.
talking about it. Toot, you can come up and because we were discussing part of
Let me
this
drop the
today
link for
morning
Toot. Let me see what Toot said. Okay.
because we were talking about it in the morning with Toot.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. I had an appointment this morning. I missed it. Yeah, okay, no, thank you for that, Becky. I had no idea. But that lady was warned. A lot of things are happening at the moment that people should be really aware. Be careful of your social media about what you post because they're watching that too. So if you do travel, they are taking people's phones and going through it. And people think they're just going through it there and then. No, what they're doing is they're downloading your information. Again, hello to welcome.
Hey Lala, hey Becky, how you doing?
Hey, Toot, welcome.
Good. How you doing?
This is my first time up here on your channel. Congratulations on your monetization. Congratulations for surviving Ramadan.
Thank you so
Congratulations. Good
much.
to have you all back in out here in these YouTube streets again.
Oh, thank
Thank
you,
you.
sis. It feels great to be back. It feels great to be back. Thank you.
And you're coming back with a bang. You wanna tackle the orange man policies.
You know what? I'm tackling him too. Remember, we were meant to link up for any event that Melody had,
True,
and he
true.
just ruined my summer. I had plans to be traveling, seeing my friends and family, and he
I
just ruined my plans.
he really has me afraid, y'all. He's to me, it seems to me that he has a hard on for immigrants, especially those that are brown colored. And I'm curious to know how this is going to affect a lot of black people. I don't think that they're going to let us out the country.
Do you know what? As long as you're a US citizen, I feel like they're not playing with those lot them that much only because they have their paperwork, everything's intact. However, they are playing with the tourists that are coming into the US. They're playing with people with green cards, status holders, and things like that. I know somebody that has a status, and I know two people. One has a status and they haven't got a green card yet. And the other one's got a green card and she's scared to come because she's meant to be coming back, but she's scared because of the fact that if she goes back, will they detain her? And she has a child too. Hey DG, welcome, hon. So at the
Hey,
moment, it's very scary about what's going on, but I don't think people are. The black people should be black African Americans shouldn't be too afraid because they are US citizens and their passports would say US citizen. Whereas my one, it shows place of birth. Yes, I'm a British citizen, however, and I have a passport, however, it shows my place of birth. And before, me traveling to the US was a lot for me. And I had no problems with it. It is what it is because I had nothing to hide. Have I been detained in the airports for a couple of hours being checked? Yes, I have. But fortunately for me, back then it was not as bad it is now. They did check me. We had a US Marshal sitting with us on the flight. What, four girls are gonna do, I don't know. But things like that have happened to me. It's not new to me. This part is new because it's scary. The fact that they're taking people detaining people and taking them straight into these detention centers that which they're not giving them blankets, they're not giving them a change of clothes, no pillow, you're stuck in a cold dampy room. It's really scary. Hello, innocent instigator, welcome.
hey,
And
Linda.
there's nobody able to help them because they're not giving them access to lawyers. They're not giving them access to their families. It's very scary. It's just showing that the law doesn't even matter because they're ignoring judges. What a judge has passed down in terms of the deportations. If they're ignoring judges on all levels, what can you do? So the only protection I will say to people is go where you are welcomed. Go to another country, spend your money there, because clearly Donald Trump doesn't want tourists if he's doing all this sad stuff, you know? So that's all I wanted to say on that part. DG said the problem with AA travel is that it's not knowing their rights. If your passport, you should be allowed to return stateside. They have no legal right to go through the seized cell phones. Okay, but there's no legalities. I watched a video and I'm going to bring it up again. DG, they're saying there's no legalities in the airport. There's no jurisdiction in
Right.
the airport. So they can take your phone and download your information. You only have the right once you reach US soil, and that means outside of the airport. There is no jurisdiction in the airport, unfortunately, and that's what they've been saying to people. So it's very, a lot of people are getting different information, but I researched this and watched a couple of videos that people, lawyers on TikTok saying be careful because you really have no rights at the airport. You're at the mercy of those um interrogating you. Cece said, do you think all these policies will affect any African Americans that have dual citizenship? Yes,
Yes.
unfortunately, that's something they're working on at the moment. I watched news today on that. Seems to be coming after people with dual citizenship. But notice it's African Americans and not the other people, the blue and white people, because he's not coming after them. So
Yes, he
unfortunately,
definitely said
I wouldn't
that.
be surprised. Sorry, too.
Oh, I was just saying he definitely said that he's attacking those with dual citizenship. He said you're either
Yes.
American or you're not.
Yep. That's what he's going after. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe, unfortunately. Um, I just want to say hello to somebody that just came in the car.
I just think that America is just doing. It seems like when you're dealing with white elitism and white supremacy, that they tend to forget, as history has shown us, that they always tend to shoot themselves in the foot. So now you're going to affect airline industries, travel industries, hotel industries, which of course means jobs that roll downhill down to someone who does the lawn. All of these jobs are going to be affected because, like DG said earlier, he's a grandson of an immigrant. So where did your so-called American pride and allegiance is so deep that you're not looking at the bigger picture and looking at as a whole the capitalism on which America was built upon? That's what has me afraid.
I 100% agree with you. Hello, Anita J. Welcome, Anita. I agree with you 100% on that. He's not thinking about the long term. Look at what happened to the markets this morning. Did you see the markets? What happened?
Yes,
Crashed.
yes. I was
These
looking at my
guys
little investments,
deliberately
y'all.
doing it.
Ooh, all in the red. La la, it's all in the red.
All of it. I was shocked when I saw it. I was shocked. It's absolutely crazy what happened to them. They were going absolutely mad today, and rightly so. What he's not understanding, he fails to understand, is tourism is big in America, right? Is one of the
That's all
biggest
we really
sectors.
have.
Thank you. Is one of your biggest imports is tourism. If you really think about it, that is tourism. And the fact that you're cutting that because of your policies and what you're doing to people, that means the airline companies are going to be losing out. Hotels, right? What about Disneyland and Orlando, Florida? All these other things that relies on these kind of tourist people that
Right.
relies on this. That's their livelihood. And not understanding how this became an immigration issue, get rid of illegal aliens, like he calls it, into now a full-on tourist thing. I just want to play this one thing as well, because I want people to understand. he the whole point of this was, he said he's cracking down on immigration is to get rid of illegals, people that don't have the right documentation, came in illegally, all of that, which is fine. Every country wants to protect its borders, understandable, but this has gone too far. Like, I just want to play this. Okay, so one moment, ladies, let me just play this.
Despite the fact that the Trump administration has acknowledged that they accidentally sent some random person from Maryland to a prison in El Salvador who was not accused of any crime, They have told the courts they cannot get him back because they already sold him to this other country for money, and so these courts don't have any jurisdiction anymore, despite the fact that the court said, this is insane, you can't just send random Americans to prisons in El Salvador for money. And this is a big for-profit prison industrial complex situation. There is a financial deal behind this. That's the reason he's sending random Americans to prisons in El Salvador when they aren't even accused of any crime. And he has repeatedly said he would do this. Like, you can't make this up. And by the way, there was specifically for this person already a court order saying you have no right to send him to some foreign prison. He had protected status by a court order, and they sent him anyway, sold him to this prison in El Salvador.
Ladies, what do you think of that? That truly disturbed me.
It disturbs
I
me
saw.
because he had rights, and to just totally ignore rights that he had in
Hmm.
this country, that's a big problem. That means that anything, the law of the land is no more. It's a law of Trump.
Exactly. And JD Pence, whatever his stupid name is, came out and said, yes, it was an error, but he did have some parking tickets and fines. Excuse me, he's a US citizen that you deported to a federal prison abroad. You sold him. That was the disturbing part when the guy said sold. Are you crazy? So this is not about getting rid of people. It's about a transactional policy. He's actually making money off people that came into the US for, different reasons, escaping things. You know what I mean? Coming from destitute countries where they couldn't live and they didn't have no living. They came here for safety and you deporting them back to be sold like cattle. Like that is crazy to me. It's
Yeah.
disturbing.
You
It's
know,
disturbing.
if you send someone to another country where they're living freely, that's okay. But I'm saying you are sending people to prison that have not committed any crimes, and then the prison you've sent them to is for. Hey, we did that documentary because I've watched the El Salvador, that prison. It is not a good place. It is not a good place. It is for, like, oh my god. I saw the documentary for the place, that
Yeah,
prison in
I
El
saw
Salvador.
it too.
It's so
I saw it
disturbing.
too.
It is so disturbing.
I'm
They're
truly like
dehumanized. They're
they're,
dehumanized.
they're not treated like humans in there. If you see the documentary, they are not treated like humans. There's no rights. And I'm telling you, I feel like I'm in a social experiment. I'm just watching something. And what's truly disturbing to me is the lack of empathy and sympathy for these people that are being deported. Imagine if it was your loved ones. This could be you. Don't act like you're safe, is what I'm
Right.
trying to say to people. Stay woke because this could be you next.
These were
Okay?
actually
And
American citizens too, some that was born right here in America that's been
mhm,
deported because they may have had a tattoo on their arm for something else and they're calling them
yeah.
MS-13.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
they had got rid of one and they said it's because of his tattoos. And somebody, when the court order was to stop it because those tattoos was not gang related, and he proved that it wasn't, but they did not care.
you know what I'm
And
reading about Abrego Garcia, the one who was sent back from Maryland.
mhm,
They said that since 2019, he's been on immigration radar because there was someone, another, I guess, El Salvadorian or whatever, said that he was in a gang. So it's almost like, I wouldn't say as bad as the Salem witch trials. Hey, Cynthia, but it's similar to, oh, he's this, he's that, this person this person that. And now it becomes a witch hunt, even if somebody's innocent and they're not getting due process at all.
it is a witch hunt. And you know why it's a witch hunt? There's a website that is targeting people and is telling people to snitch on people. And it's not migrants or anything, it's actual US citizens, it's students, it's people with visas, it's people with green cards, it's telling people to snitch on people that they believe shouldn't be in the US. And do you know who's snitching?
Who's
Racist
snitching?
people.
Oh yeah.
Racist people are snitching. They're snitching on their neighbors, their colleagues, that barista at the Starbucks, you name it, they're snitching on them. And you know how you know? Go on TikTok and type in that website, and it will tell you. I snitched on my neighbor. I see what he was doing. He had five men in and out of his house every. You should see the jargon on TikTok. You would be shocked.
But you know what? I don't understand why those people, when I say those people, I'm talking about the clear people of a certain thought mentality. I don't understand how they're still so close minded. I mean, with Nebraska, using Nebraska as an example, their whole farming industry, ranching industry is about to collapse
Yep.
because of racism. I mean, who do they really expect to get out here and do these jobs with these 100 acres and 200 acre farms? I don't understand what they expect. What's going to happen? Who's going
Yep.
to do it? Who they're
They
going to
want
force to do it?
they're gonna force the prisoners in the US. They're gonna force them. When he said make America great again, what do you think he meant to?
Make it white.
Thank you. And make
You
it
know,
great again is for them to have their power back. And their power over who?
But they've never lost power. That's what racism is. It's a
Yeah, but they lost their
systematic.
power to control black people. They lost their power to tell people when to jump. They lost their slave power. That's the
But
power I'm talking about too.
but how can, in today's world, the United States is only the United States, a couple of states that's put together. How do they expect to stand against the world in this day and age against slavery, against certain things? I don't think they've thought this out properly. I think they feel as
Haven't.
though that the United States is a unyielding um, mecca of resources and everything. I don't think they've thought this out properly.
mm-mm.
I
No, they
don't
have
believe
not
they
thought it
have.
out. They
They
have not thought
haven't,
it out.
because if he did, he would not get the pushback he's getting. Okay, I should have added this onto it, but I didn't, because it didn't really necessarily have to do with the travel ban. However, did you see South Korea, Tokyo, China united?
Yes, yes, they did.
Yes,
That's when you know
That
it's
is the
bad.
weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. Those countries have been through one of the most horrific
right,
wars with each other. One colonized one for 30 years, okay? The fact that those three joined and aligned against the US says everything you need to know on what's coming next. Countries are joining together.
right,
Africa is joining together. South Africa, Kenya, um, I can't remember, Nigeria, I think Ghana. A lot of these African countries are now joining together to fight whatever is coming next. They know things because clearly we're not part of the, a committee to know what's happening right now. But the fact that the countries are now aligning with each other, joining hands, tells you a lot what's to come.
EU is also EU has EU has spoken, and they said like you see everything that he's doing is affecting the world. It's not only affecting America, it's affecting the world because he stopped funding for countries. He stopped doing certain things that the America used to do with other countries. So it's affecting the world in general. And I remember, and a few 2 years ago, the former Prime Minister for the UK, before he stepped down, he made a
Which one?
deal.
Cameron?
No, not Cameron, the Indian.
oh yeah,
Oh, Rishi Sunak.
Yeah, so he made a deal with Rwanda and paid Rwanda millions of pounds to get back
Ah!
illegals. To get
Mm-hmm.
illegals. So what happened was, I remember and I laughed. When
Yes,
the deal
I
was
couldn't stop
supposed to go
laughing.
down, God intervened and he stepped down. He was no longer in office. So
Yeah.
Rwanda ate the money and said, "F you, we are not returning back the money, and we don't want your illegals."
Your
So
immigrants, yes.
yes,
Clap for
so
Rwanda, please.
we
Round of
laugh.
applause for Rwanda, please. Everyone put a round of applause because they bamboozled the UK. First of all, you didn't go to you did this knowing it was illegal, didn't go to the high courts, did not go to the House of Commons, it didn't pass any legal bill in the UK, yet he thought he can do it. And how can you do something knowing it hasn't passed anything, pay a country, say take these people, only one person got sent there, and they were give they oh, you forgot to add, Becky, that they were paying people up to 2,500 pound to leave the country and go to Uganda.
Yes, yes,
They were
yes.
paying people to leave. One person took that money, left. 2 weeks later, came back into the UK. Why? Because they did not
Wow.
put him in the system to say he's not allowed back in. Now my man's £2,500 richer and back at work in the warehouse somewhere.
Wow.
You see, these governments, they don't know what they're doing. They're playing with our money. In my opinion, this is my opinion only. I feel like with that thing that Richie did, for me, it was money laundering. I do not believe he was trying to do any of that. I think he was helping his billionaire cronies take the money out of the UK and put it somewhere else, because it did not make sense to pay that kind of. They paid not millions, billions to Rwanda,
Mm-hmm.
billions,
Yeah.
Right.
and Rwanda laughed all the way to the bank.
They should have. That
Hey,
should.
the president of Rwanda said, "F you. We don't
Yeah,
want your immigrants, and we are not returning the money." We laughed as Africans. We said, "That eat that money. It belongs to us, these colonizers."
yes. I was so proud of Africa. I was so proud to be African that day. So proud of Rwanda, because I'm thinking you play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
That's
You know,
right. That's hilarious.
that's hilarious, right? I'm telling you, these plans are not well thought after. They're not legally vetted. That's why they're saying they're not following due process, because they're not vetted. How do you put a process out here that's not being approved or vetted, and you're not following the law, you're not following judges' orders, they're doing what they want to do, and there's nothing you can do about it. The only way what you can do is to stay safe, is stay out of it. Watch your social medias, watch what you're posting. Unfortunately, these kind of things are what getting people into trouble in the airports, because once they take that phone from you, download your information, they let you go. But you remember, you signed a legal document stating where you're staying, the hotel you're staying at, the house you're staying at. They can arrest you anytime if they find anything evidence in your phone that is not within the law, or they deem that it's not favorable to them. Best believe you're going to be arrested. So you need to be careful. And if people do want to travel to America, I recommend buying a burner phone,
Yeah,
a
leave your
phone that
phone
you
at
have
home.
nothing in there.
Canada just said that as well. They released that for their travelers to purchase a burner phone.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's the only way. That is the
Yeah.
only way to bypass this system, because I'm telling you, they go through. You just think they're going through your chats. No, no, no. They download your whole information. Your whole information.
Our tariffs, so American born, they cannot add us. Africa cannot be included in tariffs because the things that um, European countries and American and the French get from is minerals and plutonium and those things. They usually give Africa, they say they give Africa aid, in quotes, just aid, right? But in terms of being included in tariffs, we cannot be included in tariffs. But they have stopped aid. US aid funding stopped. A lot of people have lost their jobs, and there's medication for HIV and AIDS. A lot of people are suffering, and in terms of medical aid, also has been stopped. So that's why I was saying that it has affected the world in general. These moves he's making when he wakes up in the mornings, like he has mad day, like he's on his periods, and then he decides, okay, today what am I going to do? Who am I going to fuck with?
You're right,
I
Somali Queen. He's absolutely lost his mind. Sugar said Edward Snowden tried to warn us. Yes, and what they tried to do to him. We're all being warned. I feel like we've been warned. We've been knowing what's to happen, but they didn't care. And I saw a video today. I wish I downloaded it, but can I say I'm really proud of the black African Americans in the US. They're minding their damn business and learning how to line dance and throwing that fan around. Good on you,
Hey,
because you
sugar.
warned them.
Look, we tired anyway, la la. Look, the stress of being, especially black women, the stress of being a black woman in America,
Hmm.
dealing with family, husband, job, and all this, it's changed our lifespans. Now it's getting to a
Yep,
point that we have to make a choice. And this choice is going to be whether or not we're going to continue to do this good fight, or we're just going to pull back and get into our communities. You know what, y'all? The community, us, we've got to do this. You know, I've been preaching this for months now. We've got to build up businesses, black businesses within our community in order to survive what's coming. That's just what I think. Yes, they may try to fight. You know, they always get jealous when we don't spend our money with them. They get upset and they want to try to take things away. However, one of the things they can't take away is the knowledge. So school teachers, anybody who want to be a school teacher, teachers assistants, we need to figure out a plan to educate our children away from public school system, from up under the states. Like definitely
yep,
get them from up under the states, because the states is where it all started. The states is where they didn't want, where we were segregated, where they had to send in the National Guard in order to send kids to kindergarten or first grade or college. Come on now. Well, we're not going to go through this again. So we need to get prepared. And
yes. I believe this is
we
the
need to
time of
move to
community.
Africa or move to Africa.
Yes, girl. Listen, we're trying to get out of you. I know America seems bad as well, but trust me, in the UK, it's not as bad because you got the Orange Man, but I'm telling you, it's just as bad. The same people are ruling the world. If you think your president is who is running the show, I'm sorry to tell you this, he's not. He's just the puppeteer. He's the puppet, and there's puppeteers behind him. It's the same for the UK. Our prime minister ain't running it. The people behind him is. So we are just as doomed as you guys. And it is true. I What I'm loving at the moment is the community focus. Like black African Americans and black people are coming together and saying this is none of our business. But you know what our business is our community. We ain't spending at Target. We ain't spending at Starbucks or all these other places. We're putting the money back into ours. And look what's happened to Target. I know this is a shift, but look what's happening to Target. Look what happens when black communities unite and unify. You can move everything. That's why they're trying every which way to bring you guys back into the fold, and nobody's interested because you were warned. You chose to make America great. This is your great America. Enjoy it and leave us out of it. And I'm proud of people doing that, because they need to see what happens when minorities step out of things and you take over, because clearly this is what you wanted. You clearly wanted this fool. Now deal with him. Don't ask for black people for help, because when we do help, you guys don't get involved in it.
They keep letting the
You've chosen.
enemy walk through the door, la la. Hey, sugar, sugar,
Mhm.
too. You know what I mean? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but they keep letting the enemy. How can you let a South African colonizer who was born in Africa, in South Africa, come over
Mhm.
here and systematically destroy every law department, government a department that we have in the United States of America? This man come from apartheid ties, his family, as
Mhm.
well as Nazi ties. They opened the door and let this man come in here and destroy the American government overnight. And no one is saying anything, but these white people are still saying white power, white power, white power. Like, what power do you have when you become treated just like a Negro? Because that's what a lot
Thank
of poor
you.
white people are going to experience. LGBTQIA, y'all better get ready. Y'all going to be treated like niggas. The ones that sit up here feel like that black women are low on the totem pole, actually, we're probably going to get fed more than you all because they need us to breed theirs in order to keep their line going. Y'all got to remember the Eve gene. They can say what they want about a black woman, but there's nothing like a black woman on this earth. So just think about that, y'all. I'm just saying. Hey, sugar.
Hey, Lala. Hey, too.
Hey, sugar. Hey,
Somali
honey.
Queen. What's up with
Hey,
the chat?
sugar. Sugar, 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 sugar.
I know. It's good to see you. For real, for real.
Hey, too, let me ask you a question, too.
Yes, ma'am.
When have we become uncolonized?
Never, never.
See, the thing is, everybody act like they got control or they got to say it so in things. That's the illusion that they want us to have. So stay woke or wake up. We are not in control of nothing but ourselves. They've been doing what they want to do. Our air is polluted. Our water is polluted. You know what I'm saying? They shooting beams at us through all these rays you can't see. You know what I'm saying? We looking at these screens all day long. So, it's just a whole bunch of, it's a clown show going on. And remember, our president, that orange man, is an actor. He's an actor.
Ooh,
Is he
ooh,
not?
sugar. You just done hit me all in my chest, baby. I felt all that. I felt all
I just
that.
don't want us to forget. They only change the rules or change the scenes and make you feel like you have power when you really don't. Then the people that really come for us and try to stand on something in their own way. We can put Martin Luther King and we can put Malcolm X against each other. Because that's the last time when you try to have any type of unification of the black people, of the
True.
black and brown people. You understand what I'm saying? So they don't
Facts.
want that. We never had control. So my advice is, it is disheartening, a lot of things that's going on around us. But all we can do is follow that power of love and build something of value within our home, within our community, within our society. And if we just
Yes.
focus on that, and then try to just see the good in people and try to, you know, give them the good fruit, the good word. That's all we could do. We all in this together. We all got dropped off in this.
Right. Right.
That's all I
Ooh,
wanted to
baby,
Preach,
say.
that's
sugar.
powerful there. That's powerful right there, sugar, baby.
Listen, put a clapping emoji for sugar. Damn,
Yeah, and
sugar.
all of it's bait. It's so many things that was written on what they are doing. It's all, they double speak. They give you all these false promises. See, it's problem solution. They make the problem and they offer the solution. It's been like that. That's the base that politics run off of. So
But you
then
know what? I'm sorry, sugar. But what confuses me is what I don't understand is how, if it's problem based, solution, problem and solution based,
Mhm.
we done already been through this shit 50 years ago. Why create another cycle of the same crap and people don't realize it? That it's
Because
another
we're still
cycle.
dealing with the same Neanderthals. It's a lot of people not knowing. It's a lot of people that are willfully ignorant. I code, okay? And this technology we on, people don't even really understand even how that works. And it is an informational war going on right now. All this other stuff, no. Data, big data is the currency right now. They want your data. They even want your data to the point they want to be able to even control your your body, by putting data, a chip in you. You know what I mean? So that's what they're fighting over. Let me tell you something. Can I say this? Because I want to say this to you too. Two, I
Yes.
almost had a heart attack when I saw that all of our 7 administrations of the United States of America, like Social Security, Homeland Security, all those
Right.
administrations, right,
Right.
were hacked for a whole year before the United States of America found out. So they got all our data. So be afraid of that. Be afraid of that. For a
What?
whole year. Fact check me if they want to try to scrub it. It was on the news and everything for a whole year. So from 2021, and they didn't find out to 2020, March of 2021, and they found out March of 2022. So we should be more afraid of somebody that could just turn off our grid.
Absolutely.
You know,
You're right about that. Who can drop hundreds of drones in our airspace,
you know
and
what
you
I'm saying?
can't
Like,
even shut
why is
them
all that
down?
even legal? That's what I'm saying. Why is all that even legal? But then when we go back, we, like I said, we never been in control. I just feel like, the government is just a facade. You know what I'm saying? They're not the ones that's really running anything. You're not gonna talk about the first 2 years of Biden term. He wasn't even in the White House. We ain't gonna talk about that, right? He ain't stepped foot in the White House when he was doing them commercials, or when whatever he be doing when he get on the horn. He was never in the White House. They would set up a scene right behind him, put the flags up and everything. The United States military, after Covina, or after they not Covina, after they stormed the White House at January 6th. Yeah. He couldn't even go in the White House. But see, you see what I'm saying? So who running this?
Right.
We not running this, it's okay to be upset and everything, but they fear mongering you. They, every time they want to instill fear in you, they put it on syndication. So the thing is, we're getting smarter. We are. What I'm saying is, biology wise, we're becoming more intelligent. We should be. And so all this information we got is overwhelming. Now we got a lot of information. Wasn't in the Bible. It's going to come to a point where everything is going to be available to you, and then it's going to be taken away.
Yeah. I saw that Sisi, they said that they granted legal approval to sell databases of the information of
Mm-hmm.
people who use their DNA services. Remember, people were doing DNA thingy. Everybody has been doing DNA thingy,
Mm-hmm.
ancestry.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
the
something bigger
database is
going
on sale.
on, and they
It's on
trying to
sale.
tear it down. They trying to tear it
It's
down
on
because
sale.
remember when Covina happened, they started messing with our import exports. I was in Cali because I went to visit my daughter. I'm in Cali, out there at their beaches, looking at. I'm talking about like a whole line of cargo just sitting out there in the ocean. Okay, so then they mess with our truckers. Y'all can fact check me. So they're trying to, and then you see how they bringing down the dollar. Let me tell you something. It was written like this in the economy. If an economy is 95%, right, 95% in debt of their GDP, they are bankrupt. Honey, we've been bankrupt since 1937. But I digress. So then that's why they take the gold standard off. So that's what I'm saying. What we fighting over? That's what I'm telling my kids. What you fighting over? Paper. Paper. It ain't real money. They're going to fractalize it. We are on a fractalized system. They can create money out of thin air. So you causing all this strife in my life if I'm late on a bill. But yet we looking at the whole government getting $1 billion, you know what I'm saying? What is it? Passing $1 billion bills and then sending this money right on out of here.
Right.
Soon as the IRS, soon as the Federal Reserve printed, they run it right on out of here. Out of USA, I'm saying. And then another thing, United States of America is a corporation. They turned this mug into a business. Y'all. That's all. So what I'm telling my people, turn yourself into a business. So we just got to think
Absolutely.
Yeah.
different. That's why they burnt down Wall Street, because they thought different. They thought, you know what I'm saying? They just focus
Right.
on getting their stuff together, getting their community together. They just focus on being there for their community, for their, little whatever, and that, coming together, meeting amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? And it may start small in different areas, but we need to get back to that, because they're
Facts.
going to do what they're going to do.
Facts. Facts. Because in this day
Facts,
and
sugar.
age, who wants to go begging for a job for someone who's going to try to treat you like you the maid,
Exactly.
when you can do the same thing within your own community? And so this separatism that we have, not only in our community, but also here on these social media platforms. Y'all need to chill with that shit. And we need to fracture whatever that's fractured and get back down to business, because there's going to be many of you all that's going to be out here still causing trouble and causing problems. And you losing your homes, you losing your jobs, you losing your health care, you losing everything. When that's what we should be focusing on right now is
Mhm.
what plans do we have? Like, do any of y'all got yards? Can you start some gardens? Because we're going to need some food out here in our community soon.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, can we get a couple of chickens? Y'all, can somebody want to have a
Like
couple of chickens and a rooster?
do
Something
social
within the
gatherings, because that's
community.
what we did in
Yes.
our community. Like we know who the plumber is in our community. We know who the lawyer is. You see what I'm saying? We know who the electrician is.
Right,
Like that's
right.
important. My grandchild, y'all, I apologize. I'm babysitting.
That's okay. Sugar, how old your grandbaby?
4.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh yeah, that's that time, baby. This is the afternoon time.
Yes.
All the good stuff on TV.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, everybody, I I like talking about these issues too, but we need to get focused as a people. We need to get focused, and we need to just start leading with love instead of, and compassion instead of competition.
Right,
That's what they taught us. You know, they
right,
they taught us to be competitive when, if you really go back to the original, it was equal. Everything was equal. This is their doctrine. This is his story. Okay, this is not ours. This is his story.
Hey, I see Roy Bristolian. Hey, you Garn, you need to see. I need somebody who can teach me what I be doing wrong. So maybe you can just start something in the community. If it's like, look, I'm gonna come over to your place and we gonna show you how to get this garden started, so that we can at least provide for our communities. And then too, that's just knowledge, because I don't know what the first step besides pot and soil and a seed. That's all I know about a garden, about
Me too.
anything, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Google try to tell me, YouTube try to teach me, but it just don't come out the same. Some still die on me every time I try.
They have, it's this I want to say maybe two flat building, and that's by me. Like when I walk, and what they did was, so I guess it's 1, 2, wait, 4, so 5 units in the building, right? So like 1 on the main level, and then 2 on the second level. Oh, my bad, it's a 3 flat. But what they all came into agreement, I guess somebody knew how to garden, so they built a garden in their backyard, and they got their own like areas. It's beautiful. I'll send you a picture. See, they came together to do that.
Ooh, I'm up here watching, seeing them in here talking about CC Sew, Divine Sew. I got a brand new sewing machine in my closet that I ain't never opened. I'm just saying. Y'all,
I
you
would
see what
love
I'm
to
saying?
sew. I did a bit of gardening, but I only did
Yay.
I planted rosemary. I think I said this before. I planted rosemary to grow my hair back. That's all I did.
Still,
But I
that's a
wanted
Yes,
to
start.
plant some spinach.
I love spinach.
because you
Yeah, me
never know.
too.
Hey, that garden may become that's gonna become commerce. That's gonna become money, a way to trade. You never know. I'm just saying.
Especially people with big spaces behind, they have a backyard and whatever. You can just do your own garden, do your tomatoes, do your vegetables, your veggies, your greens. You start with the 10 things or 5 things, and then you grow. You continue growing and get the right soil. Do your research. Now everything is on the internet. You don't even need anyone to help you. You learn from other people because there are people who are doing it in real time.
Yes, I saw some videos on that. I saw on videos on that. I just want to play one more thing, and then this is a video of another lady speaking about something. So just bear with me, ladies. I just want to play this video.
An American just left me a comment asking, I'm going on vacation to Mexico. Should I be concerned about my house? In response to my video about Canada preparing for war because America intends to invade and occupy us. But their concern was, well, what about me and my house? And let's set aside that for just a brief moment. But I feel Americans don't know what's going on. And I say this because my aunt lives in California. She's very progressive and watches MSNBC, and she's very up on the news. She had no idea what's been going on with ICE. I don't mean the people in your country ICE. I mean like the tourists who keep getting thrown in jail. Do Americans not know this is happening? I mean, she didn't, to be fair, like I said. It's just when I say do Americans not know, it's rhetorical because blowing my mind. But let me run you down of what's been going on. This week in Canada, especially where I live in Vancouver, we've been following the story about a Canadian woman who was thrown in chains and locked up by ICE. Now, the great news is the well-off white woman is being released from ICE. We think she should have been home last night. Maybe she's home today, but she was down there for like 11, 12 days. This is a woman who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars starting up her own company, had a valid visa in the US for the next 3 years that they unexpectedly revoked from her. And then when she was back in Vancouver visiting family, and so she was traveling, she went to Mexico, she tried to enter again, but brought all new paperwork and a lawyer and said, listen, like, I don't really know what happened because I've had this visa for 3 years already and something went wrong when I was leaving. Like, I'm not sure what's going on. So let's figure this out. And they said, oh, no, we're throwing you in jail. So they put her in ICE detention. Then they eventually put her in an Arizona private for-profit prison. And she was there like lights on, fully in chains, packed 30 to a cell. And again, I'm just going to preface all of this with, we know that ICE has been bad for everybody for a long time and specifically targeting Black and brown people. So it's awful. It's awful. There's no excuse or justification. And those are the conditions that have always been there. But it is no coincidence that all of a sudden a bunch of white people are also experiencing this from other countries. In fact, the news said, and lawyers said, this is very strange. It's like a paperwork issue. Nobody's ever really been thrown in jail for this. And clearly they were using her to set an example or as some sort of political pawn. Then we have this sweet girl. Her name is Becky Burke. She's from the UK, I believe Wales. I might be wrong. She was backpacking all through the US and doing things where she would like stay at somebody's home. She'd do a homestay and like clean up around the house. And she tried to come into Canada, and Canada was like, ooh, you can't really do that here because we consider that work. So sorry, you're going to have to stay in the US. So when they turned her around at the land border and was like, oh, sorry, like stay in the US people went like, oh, no, totally illegal. Even though you've been here for a while, we're throwing you in ICE detention. I think she's been there for weeks now, maybe 30 days. I'm losing count. It's been a while. This other German woman was on vacation in Mexico, had all of her paperwork, was there with her best friend who is from Los Angeles. They decided to travel back to Los Angeles. Now, both of these women are tattoo artists, and they had some tattooing equipment with them. And when she got to the border, they decided, oh, you're taking work from Americans. We're going to throw you in jail because you're trying to do stuff illegally. She was in solitary for 8 days. And that woman is still there, to my knowledge. I've also had other people tell me about 2 other Germans that have been detained. And then yesterday it came out that there was a man, I'll show you here. This guy, he was detained. He's a green card holder. He's lived in America for a super long time. He's originally, I believe, German, has a partner and an 8-year-old child. He was out of the country in Luxembourg and coming back home, and they pulled him out. ICE detained him, they stripped him naked, and they took away his meds. So, guys, I know that Americans right now are like, well, what about my spring break? In Canada, we're like, I don't think that we can go to your country. We could be thrown in prison. Not only are people canceling, there's a whole other executive order that came out against snowbirds that come to the States. And I don't remember if I've done a video on this yet. I could do a longer one if people need. But basically, it's saying that Canadians are now going to require a visa to go to the US, which has never happened. And they are also going to have to register with Homeland Security.
Okay, ladies, I'll stop it there. So this is what I'm saying. More things are happening day by day. And this is what I'm saying about their policies and what they're doing. It's not, nobody's safe. It's anybody. Even with the right documents, you are not safe. I just saw something. Oh my God. Hey, Missy. Thank you so much for the super chat. This convo is so needed. Good job, Thank you so much. I wanted to talk about this because of the way it affected my travel arrangements, and I'm sure it's affecting others as well. Because to be honest with you, it's very scary. We're in scary times right now. Um, so that's why I wanted to talk about it, to make people aware that what's going on. Committed to the journey. Welcome, Han. She said, Lala, so what's happening in Europe and the travel restrictions? I was late. I have travel plans to Spain in 3 months. Okay, you are fine. Committed to the journey. You are fine to travel to the to Europe, especially Spain. Just make sure you have all your visas and everything intact. The issue that I was talking about, the travel ban that the UK and Europe put on America, is even if you have your correct paperwork, you can still be detained. It's basically go at your discretion, but please note that you will be detained and they can't help you. It's a warning. They can't help you if you go to United States and you are detained because they detained you. ICE detain you in the airports or anything. So that's the warning that the UK and the European Union have put out since a British woman and a German woman, and I think another um European man. I think he's Dutch as well. So just to say that stay safe, stay safe. Make sure that you have all your paperwork. Make sure that you have a burner phone if you do travel to the US. Do not, under
No, she's
any
going to Spain. She's in the
circumstances.
US, no?
No, 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 no. I know. I already mentioned her. I'm
Committed
talking
to
about
the
the
journey. Is
general.
she? No, I'm
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
asking,
She's in
is
the
she
US. She's trying to
she's in
come
the US
to.
or she's going to Spain?
Yeah, so I'm just telling her to make sure that she
Oh,
has her. I already explained it to her, but to have her
oh.
documents in check.
And
So what
I
happens when she's coming back to the US?
that's what I would be concerned about, especially if you have
Committed
someone in
to
your
the journey.
party. If you
Yeah.
have somebody in your party who's not an American citizen, I
Mm.
wouldn't dare. If I would, I wouldn't dare leave the United States because they may not be able to get back in.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell
Yeah,
people. Like, don't even leave. Don't even try and leave right now
I don't think it's a good time to,
to travel.
if you
especially
are a
with
US
the.
citizen, there is no problems. However, is the problems are the ones with the green card and residency issues. They will have problems coming in. But committed to the journey is a US citizen. She won't have a problem. She just has to make sure she has her visa and everything intact. Take a burner phone with you. And if you do, like when you're coming back to the US and they want to see your phone, if I was you, I would delete all your social media, delete everything. If you want to take your actual phone, but buy another phone and leave with it. I do not recommend leaving the country with your actual day-to-day phone. Does that make sense? Committed to the journey? Because that's what they're doing. They're looking at people's phones too.
Huh? I'm just
I said
thinking.
they're looking at people's phones.
Oh yes, they definitely looking at their phones. Social media. If they have access to your phones, they're gonna have you unlock social media information, email. They're basically just gonna violate you until you can get in. But yeah, if you were traveling with anyone who has a green card, they better stay right here. This is something to think about. Because I was thinking about a trip later on this year. Got me scared to even leave the US. Y'all, I don't even want to leave. They may deem me like Sudanese or something and say that I'm from Sudan. And they lock me up and throw me in jail.
I say that too. You a US citizen, you be fine. You got your American
I
passport.
don't
I don't
trust
think they're
it.
coming for you guys.
It
I,
seems
I,
like
I don't blame you.
ICE is acting without rhyme or no rhyme or reason.
Mm.
There's no due process. Obviously, there's no one that's sitting here, hearing cases, looking at the paperwork, making a decision. And these people are languishing in prison for
I think at this
months and
point, no one is
weeks.
exempt. I don't think anyone is exempt. I just think it's take all.
Yeah, you never know, but I hopefully US citizens shouldn't be affected. But committed to the journey said, I'm canceling. I'm with you too. Oh, hon,
I'm
I'm
just
so
saying.
sorry.
Yes, be safe. Be safe.
I'm just
Be safe.
saying, committed to the journey. It's
Yeah.
just right at this moment. It's probably gonna take another year before things to really settle down, because right now ICE is acting like its own entity. It seemed like seriously, it seemed like they have orders to do what they want to do.
It's
So
acting like the FBI.
if they're stopping people at the border who has the paperwork to say that they're here, that means that they don't care no more. They don't care. And I'm more concerned with what are they doing with the women? All these women that they have stuck over immigration issues. What are you all doing with them? What do you plan to do with them?
They sent the German lady home. The British one was still unsure. And the Dutch man has gone home.
What about the
There's 3 others
Canadian?
missing. There's 3 others missing at the moment too that they have no idea. So
No,
you are
I
right.
wouldn't take the
They're
chance.
taking the
Yeah.
laws into their hands.
That's right, Betty Boop. It's better safe than sorry. I would just I'm sure you got travel insurance. So, just go ahead on and go from there.
I don't think travel insurance is going to help you.
I
The
mean,
travel
if you
insurance,
cancel
it
it,
will
if
help
you
if you're
cancel.
canceling your trip.
Oh,
And the
Mhm.
canceling
trick
us.
with
I thought
travel insurance
helping
is
you to get back home. Let me
hopefully,
tell
like
you,
it might
I'm
help you that, but
feeling.
it helps you get your money back. But the
Let me.
trick with travel insurance is the day you book your holiday, get your travel insurance there and then, because from the day that you booked the holiday, the day you got this travel insurance, it coincides, the dates coincide. So when you do get your get a refund back, they will have to give it to you from that day that you did your travel insurance. So just
Oh,
make
that's some
sure
good
that you do it.
information.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, but that is what it is. So if you book a travel, if you get travel insurance the same time you book the holiday, you're covered from that day onwards. You're not covered from the day you leave. You're covered from that day onwards. Check with your travel providers and your insurance providers. But that, as far as I'm aware, you're travel from the day you book. So it will cover you to get your refund back, hopefully. That is a Miss Z said even neutralized citizens are not safe. This is listen, it's all about safety right now. In order to be safe, the best thing to do is to step back, take a step back from traveling until all of this stuff is resolved. Because I personally wouldn't risk it, because like Toot said, they acting like their own legal system, legal law. So hello, Elite Socialite, hi. So
Hi.
everybody's acting the way they want to act right now. They got this man from South Africa doing what the hell he wants to do, firing, hiring, you name it, he's doing, right? There's so many things that's happening
A
right
whole
now.
immigrant.
Nobody's following the law. Sorry, too?
I said a whole immigrant.
Immigrant,
But
exactly.
Democracy Now, they have a video out there on Instagram too, y'all.
Yep.
That talks about how the granddaddy really did try to implement doing what the grandson now is doing in the United States is what he tried to do in Canada. And it was only going to be a group of elite, top of the elite, that was going to be running things. And this is my thing. I know power is such a huge thing. However, it just seems to me that some people or some ethnicities are stuck in a mindset where they'd rather be in control rather than be in harmony and make money and get rich and do all the things that you can do with the same privileges. These hillbilly, backwood, MAGA type of, people that are doing and doing all this extra stuff. What's wrong with them, y'all? They got jobs, right? Most of them had jobs.
No,
Most of them have
majority of the
family.
people that,
Most of, huh?
sorry to carry on.
No, no, no. I was just saying, what's wrong with them when they had everything? What more do they expect to gain when you got a country that won't even be able to sustain itself? When you look at the
They just
long
wanted their
term,
control back. Can I be real? Can I be honest? Are we trying to, do we want truth and honesty? Yes or no? I want to
oh,
know.
absolutely, truth and honesty
Okay,
always.
I'm going to be honest with you. From my view, and these are my opinions only. For what I see, they want their control back. They want their greed is basically control and power. They only felt like they were somebody when they were holding people back, right? So when they were holding ethnic black people back and ethnic minorities back, they felt like they had power. They felt like they're somebody. Now that African Americans and ethnic minorities, majority of them are overtaking them in education, career wise, entrepreneurship. What, because they're taking over, they are no longer superior, and that's why they're really mad. Their seniorness and the hierarchy is dropped. They're now the lowest of low. They, like you said, the megas are hillbillies, unemployed, people that stand on the streets drinking all day and talking about racist rhetorics and things like that. They ain't on the same levels as the African Americans, the Asians, the Mexicans. They haven't made it to way they thought they would have. And how Trump appealed to them is saying, look, I made it. I made it. I'm gonna get, once if you put me in power, I'm gonna get you guys to make it. Because it's like the outside looking in. They're looking in and saying, how come people that we ruled over and we were masters to now overtaking us and living better than us? They can't stand black people and other ethnic communities living better than them. That's the real reason. This is about power. This is about greed. This is about make America great again. And you need to understand the meaning of that is make America white and great again. Give them back their power. They're mad because they don't have power, and they're using all these policies and all these things that they've been put in place because they're mad that they are at the low of the bottom pole. They're at the lowest. They ain't got it like that because they think they're promised it. They think they're the promised people, and that's why they're mad. Because black people have overtaken them with their power, their magic, their mind, you name it. That's why. And that's just my opinion.
But we haven't actually. If we want to look at more so the stats here in the United States, you have just about definitely you had more Hispanic. Then here come the Asians. The Asians is kind of right there up there with us as far as population and wealth and control because they're the ones who've been buying up all the land around here. And I just seem like they also even have their own law about the anti-bullying or whatever for them, something that even the white people didn't have. So I think it's a fixation about blacks and everything, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess we just got to. They just want us to be the whipping. I don't know. I don't know. I have to think on this a little bit longer because it seems to me that trying to put black people at this bottom of this barrel thing, this is old. This is old to me when you've
They
let so
haven't moved.
many of different ethnic background races in. You've got so many different races now that have come in and outnumbered us as far as things. And why is the focus still on us? It makes me wonder what is coming up, what land act, what law, what something that's been hidden in a vault of something that's about to come into fruition that they're trying to keep down. Because that's the only thing that it's got to be. Maybe they're going to finally recognize that what they did to the indigenous Americans here. Yes.
Maybe, but there was an act. Do you remember the college? I can't remember it correct too. Do you remember where the Asians had an uproar and they changed the policy where they accept
Oh yeah.
do you remember that?
It was the hold on, let me get the
So I
CC
remember
in
that
the
time
chat.
that happened.
CC, what's the name of that they just did where they sued to get into it's the affirmative action. Thank you. Thank you, Divine. Affirmative action.
Yeah, affirmative action. They
Yes,
want to get rid of that because they felt like African Americans, right,
right.
were that was used to get them in. Now, guess what? Why they're really mad? They're mad because they've realized it was actually to get them in. it was more for the Asian people that were against it. And when I say Asian, I mean South Asian, I mean
Yeah,
Korean, Chinese, Japanese, all of
right,
them, right? It was used more by them to get into college than it was by African
right,
Americans.
right.
And
And there's
specifically
right
that
because their whole
shows
numbers
them,
dropped.
yeah, their numbers dropped and they got mad and they realized they got bamboozled. Again, I am telling you, too, from my experience and from watching this, is because the power, and I wish our people knew the power that Black people have all over the world is is different. It's on a different magnitude, okay? It's a power that they want to have and want to rule. There's a reason why they, you know, trigger warning, why they, take African Americans or African bodies and study them, study their brain cells, study their blood cells and all that stuff. There's a reason why, because we are the most powerful human beings on this earth, and I will stand on that. We are powerful. Our mind, body, spirit, faith, you name it, we are powerful. They want to overtake that and override it. There's a reason why
Right.
I'm going to find it and I'm going to discuss it again too. There's two billionaire guys that said they've been running experiments on African women and their bodies and how they can use their eggs to, with a white man and form a superhuman. Have you seen that video? I'm going to look for it and I'll show you what
I
they,
haven't seen that video, and that's
yeah,
disturbing. But
thank
that
you.
is what the Eve gene is all about. They always said that we had the ability to produce 26 different ethnic races and to include one extra, a 27th, that hasn't been determined yet. And maybe that 27th is the human, the superhuman that they're trying to find. But it's kind of like weird to me because I've always heard that one of the reasons why, yeah, my dog's back here snoring up a storm. One of the reasons why that we are not treated properly in the medicine field is because we've never really had a complete baseline done for us because they can't do one on us. Anytime that they try to study our DNA, our cellular makeup, it destroys under ultraviolet light. And no matter what they have done, they cannot get that cell to maintain in order to be studied. So to know that they're taking the eggs of women out of their bodies, and I think about Bill Gates and the vaccines and how the countries over there are saying that we don't want your shit no more because we don't already seen a decrease in our fertility. Somehow, some way, something is going on.
Yeah, we kicked him out of our country. He's not allowed to operate here. He tried last year. We protested. And we fought the government. So Bill Gates is not allowed to be here at all to do the things he wants to do.
Thank you. I heard about that Somali Queen. He's been trying to take over all the organic industry and the vegan industry. He did that with the apple cider vinegar. He took over that company, and now there's maggots in the apple cider vinegar. So be careful with that, ladies. Hey, Aries, welcome. Hey, Regina Phillips. And she said Black people are getting too powerful. Correct. We're getting too powerful. They were getting they were overtaking in industries that they felt like it belonged to them, and is a shift in the power dynamics. That's all it is. It's a shift in the power dynamics, and they don't like it, and that is why they're doing what they're doing now. And it's to only bait African Americans and ethnic minorities come out, then march and whatever. No more marching. That is up to you. You chose this man. You gotta stick with him. Stick beside your man. You chose him, stick beside him.
That's
Okay?
right. Hey, we've always get the short end of the stick anyway. I mean, Obama, they just threw Obama out there to us and we took him, but hey, he didn't do much for I wouldn't say he didn't do much for Black people. I would say that we did not have the right leaders in place in order to demand certain things like other communities were able to do so under his administration. And I think that was the downfall of where we were still depending on well, you can't even depend on Jesse Jackson. And the what's the man name? Reverend Slickback. I don't know his name, but y'all
I
know
don't
which
know
one I'm
either.
talking about. He, he,
So
he been he been
Fact,
around a long time, huh?
I said, fun fact about Obama. He's the only president that has deported more immigrants than anybody else. Did you know that? Than
yeah.
any of your sitting presidents.
Mm-hmm.
Obama was the most, he was the only sitting president that deported the most immigrants than any other president. But people are not aware of that. And
Wow.
it's not.
Thank you, Aries 66, Al Sharpton.
Yep, Al Sharpton. Yep.
Yep. We're still relying on these people to speak for America. They're
Hmm.
the ones who got us labeled as Black Americans, African
See?
Americans.
So you see the
And
Bill
they're
Gates.
very sorry, Somali Queen, go ahead.
No, I was saying that the Bill Gates Foundation, they wanted to vaccinate our livestock. So when farmers and people, they said that he should not interfere with livestock, and the foundation was built to help the people in need, because education and stuff like that, and health. So he came up with the story of vaccinating the livestock. Then we took it to court, and then the court suspended, because the government gave him immunity and privileges. Yeah, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates, they got immunity and privileges, and then we took it to court, and the court grant suspended the immunity and privileges for Bill Gates to operate in our country.
That's good. Because what they were trying to starve you all. Or they were going to
Yeah.
still do what they trying to do to um, um, affect the fertility through the food source. That's awful. That's
Mm-hmm.
awful.
You know what he said?
Okay,
He said that livestock, our livestock, the gas that they they produce is dangerous to us, and we've had these livestock for how many centuries? How come it's brought us problems? Now is when it's bringing us problems. So he wanted to
thank
vaccinate
you.
them, so that it can
He
affect
tried to
now
do
when
that
we
here,
consume.
Somali Queen. And I
Mm,
think he did succeed in the UK. I think he did succeed. He bought a farm here that produces majority of the milk that's sold in the UK. And
wow.
now he succeeded in that with the cows here. And now we have to look at a label that somebody you know, I don't know, I would say like snitched because they're not people weren't meant to know. But now everybody knows which company to buy from because they realized what he was doing. And people did not know. They were like their milk started tasting funny. A lot of people started becoming weird with the milk and everything. And then somebody actually came and said it out the gate that this is what's been happening. And I think he did it here with a farm. They always like to do little experiments out here. But Gwendolyn, thank you so much for the super sticker. There's a documentary, The Family, on Netflix. It's very interesting. Discover the Globe channel will tell you where not to travel. Thank you so much for that information, and thank you for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. So as of now, my recommendation to everyone is be vigilant, be safe. And I mean, trust nobody, because at the moment, the way things are going, it's only going to get worse from here. The best thing to do is to stick with your family, stick with your community, develop, work within your safe spaces. And I would not recommend traveling this. I wouldn't recommend traveling this time. If you're from America, I wouldn't recommend it. And unfortunately, me as a British citizen, I can't travel to America and I won't take that risk. Hi, Amina. Hi, welcome. So I won't take that risk, but I'm just saying I don't want to fearmonger anybody, but I just want people to stay safe, stay vigilant, keep up with the news, keep aware of what's happening, and make sure that if you do travel, make sure you have all your documents up to date, you have all your visas intact, everything, because it's not safe anymore. Unfortunately, it's just not safe. And I don't want people to take unnecessary risk unless they need to.
And
So, what do you think, ladies?
do not sign any documents, because there's
Yep,
one document that will make you waiver your what is it called?
citizenship,
Yes, your citizenship. So
which is
so
absolutely it's diabolical to me that a document that you sign can waiver anything. It's absolutely crazy. But unfortunately, these are the times when you can't risk it with this guy. He's on a warpath, and I don't know who's next. You know, he's losing
Right.
allies left, right, and center. He's got allies forming that no one in this. If anyone told me those three would have joined forces, I would have laughed them off. You know, um. So a lot is happening right now. It's like, and that's why I said it's a world issue now. It's not a US issue. It's a world issue, because the allies that you guys have, he is alienating the allies that America has.
Mm.
So I just wanted to,
It sure is.
And stock up before the tariffs start affecting you guys, because some things will really go up. Prices will skyrocket. So kind of get things in two, threes if you can, when you have money, and yeah, and just be safe and watch out. And also be wary of your surrounding. We are very oblivious to our surroundings. Keep your eyes open, your ears open, and your mouth shut.
100% agree. Toot, what do you think?
I agree. I agree with all of that. And just be and protect yourselves, especially my sisters out there. No matter what color you are, women, protect yourselves, because there's also an attack, I feel, on women, on womanhood, against others. So be safe, and and keep coming over to channels like this to get this good information.
Thank you, Toot. Yes, this I really wanted to cover this because I just thought this is too scary. It's getting out of hand. And I just feel like we should be able to talk about it. We should have an honest dialogue and a conversation about these kinds of things. And I'm happy to do that and, be in a fortunate position to talk about that. So thank you to everybody that stayed and listened and came in, supported. I appreciate every single one of you. I feel like as a community, we need to stick together. We need to do better. It starts with us
Right.
because they're coming after us. What do you think, too?
They are. They are coming, and they always seem to want to attack us. And you remember the black men used to love to put us in the front of every march or riot, so to speak, because they thought that we wouldn't get hurt, but we do tend to get hurt. So protect yourselves first, ladies. Protect yourselves first. Save for yourselves. Do for yourselves and your families first, and then don't worry about nothing else out here but you and yours, and that's it. And then, hey, and
Yeah.
Divine and CC and Royal Bristolian, hey, y'all need to start throwing up a little classes about. We'll teach you how to garden. I'll teach you how to set up your garden, like for real, because we're gonna need. That's gonna be our new currency. Nothing but trade and bartering.
Yep, I agree. Hello, OG Hibbo. How are you? Eid Mubarak.
Mubarak, how are
Hey,
you?
how you
I'm
doing?
good, sis. How are
Hi,
you?
everybody. I'm just driving and I saw your link. So, are we talking about what's happening in America of hell, or are we talking about something
Yes,
else?
yes. We're wrapping up now, but
The
yeah, that's what we're
American
talking
United
about.
States of hell.
Yes, Lala
Mm-hmm.
scared me. She scared me straight with the thought of traveling outside the U.S. and not being able to get back in again.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, these people are nuts. Like, it's like all the MAGAs have been giving the green light to destroy the U.S. That's what they're doing. They're right now. They're cutting all the health services. They had like the state that I'm in. They've cut all the medical, Minnesota Department of Health, they cut all of, like, they're cutting $250 million on health services for low income families and people that need it and disabled. Like, it's crazy. Forget about like, we don't even know what's happening with the prices. But I'm concerned because I have relatives that come in and out of the country, and
Ayay.
it's crazy. Hayay, waa la cararaya. Ilaahay naga qabto
Wala.
dadkan.
Tell them to
It's
Listen,
so
stay. Tell them don't go. They
You
can't.
best
it's
tell your people to stay put this year.
it
This is
feels
not
like
the
it's the
year to be
banana.
traveling to Somalia.
It feels like the
Okay?
banana republic. I'm not kidding you. I swear to God.
Yeah, they need to
Well,
stay. Let them know to stay. They're not. He already put Somalia on the ban list. You know, they're on the ban list right now.
oh
So
no,
I would not
where we
recommend.
are. We are surveilled. Girl, we are surveilled. Like of you have no idea. But I just hope. I don't know. I think this is either the beginning of the end. Either way, America will never be the same. Whatever that is, it was never good for us anyway, because this place has been full of um oppression and so forth, in especially for our community. But I have to be honest, like, it's causing a lot of white people are really having to face their basically noticing that they are now dealing with we have been seeing and experiencing. There was a black woman on TikTok that made me laugh. She said, this white woman said, "Dear black people," I guess she was trying to talk to black people or whatever to unite. And this woman said, "Leave us alone." She said, "Do not bother us.
I think I
Call
saw
me,
that. I think I
call
saw
me
that.
2029. Call me 2029. I'm asleep."
Yeah, I think, like I said, listen,
Resting
that's
in the
the
92%.
yeah, they're nice. They're resting, and I'm really proud of the community. I'm really proud of black people for resting, because this is what they chose. Let them do it. But I'm just telling, the black community to be safe. African Americans, all ethnic minorities, be safe
Well, no,
and
yeah,
be
because right now
vigilant.
they're just snatching Latinos off the streets for like, and kids.
Yeah.
I mean, the kids have been. Forget about what's happening to the children, which is another story that's going to be horrific. We'll find out 20 years from now. What
Right.
what we're not seeing is the scary part of what they're doing, and what is not being exposed. I think we're only seeing like 10%. But I'm driving, so I should get off. But I'm glad that you're back, and yes, let's
Thank
keep talking about
you.
this. This is really important, because we got to figure out how to protect ourselves, how to pray, how to make sure that we don't allow this negativity to affect our everyday life. We've got to just meditate and keep our vibration high, and also just watch yourself, even in the streets, even drivers. Like, even the drivers are angry, like everybody is pissed off. And yes, of course, because you allowed this man to I don't even know if there's an opposition party anymore. I don't even think I don't even watch MSNBC or any of that BS. It's all and they're getting rid of any of the black anchors anyway, and the brown anchors. So what's the point? Like, right now, the University of Minnesota, do you know that they can't they said that the president is the only one who can speak on any issues, and no one else, none of the departments can speak about any issues like the way they used to. So they're being censored. If they are not censored, then they're going to lose government funding. If they say
But
certain
they
things,
voted for him, Hiba.
if
Um,
they
they voted for him, and they have to deal with it. They chose
right,
this. They have to deal with it,
right,
because
that's the thing.
let them deal with it. Right now, what people need to do, people of color need to do, is kick back and relax and work on their communities, work on their schools, work on building their
I think it's
communities
important, yeah,
and
to
coming
find. I think
together.
this is, yeah, and be so dependent on the system that's falling apart. We have to create our own little systems in our communities, and that's what I work hard on trying to do that. But it's like the there'll be chaos. So we have to thrive and protect ourselves in the middle of the chaos. I
Yeah,
think
and
that's just
that's
what's
what I'm
important.
saying. Protect yourselves and your
Yeah,
community. And Hibo,
yeah.
thank you for doing the great community work that you do.
Thank
Carry
you,
on doing it, but
sweetheart.
let your community know to take
Oh
care of
yeah,
themselves,
they just say,
their
Ilahi ma
family.
waxan wada, Ilahi, everybody's Ilahi, Allah, Allah will
Amin.
take care of it. I said, okay, but protect yourself. Allah said, protect yourself, girl.
Yes,
Allah will
yes.
take
God says
care of
try your best to protect yourself. So that's what I
it.
wanted
Okay,
to do this live. To
okay, I
define
gotta go. I
protect
gotta go,
yourself.
guys. I will talk to
Okay,
you
take
later.
care.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.
Be
Bye
safe.
bye,
Bye.
Bye.
Habo. Bye. You
I
see,
love Hibo.
it's
She's so sweet.
automatic. It's automatic. The
Right?
Somali comes in anytime you're with a Somali, they have to speak in Somali. It comes
Yeah, I
naturally.
love it. I love it. I love it. No, but I'm serious. I think we really should just work on the community. And Hibbo does a really great job with her community. I think this is the time to work on, the communities that are disadvantaged right now. I think it's a time to be safe and to unite and work with each other on building our communities, and that's it. Everything else, leave it to them, and keep the faith, keep praying, stay prayed up. And like I said before, be vigilant of what's your happening or your surroundings, everything. Because to me, it feels like they're trying to entice and trying to get minorities and African Americans back protesting. And this is not our fight. And I think there's a protest that's even happening tomorrow. That's not America. That's not African American people's fight. It's their fight. You need to leave them to it. I want to say that, but I just want to say to Royal Prince, how you say this name? To
Royal Bostonian.
Royal Bistolian, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate you for supporting the channel. Thank you so much. And I got another one. Linda Morehouse, thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate that, Han. Welcome back, Lala. I finally caught one of your great live conversations. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. Thank you. Feels great to be back. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
actually coming into my live. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that's joined in to this live. And I hope I didn't scare. I know I scared too. I'm sorry too. Hey,
Oh
Sugar,
yeah,
welcome
I'm
back.
scared. I'm
I'm
a old
back.
wuss sometimes anyway,
Hey,
especially when
sugar.
it comes to bureaucracy. I'm a wuss anyway, but I'm not going nowhere. I'm
No,
staying
let
right
me
here
tell
in the
you.
United States.
But
That's right.
remember,
Oh,
God is a wonderful God. Things can
yep.
turn around.
Yes, they can.
Things
Yes,
can
they
turn
can.
around in a blink of an eye. That's why we're saying keep prayed up, being prayed up.
Yeah. Prayed
Pray
up.
to God so that He can ease this situation and make it easy for everyone. Because
Okay.
we are
Hmm.
suffering around the world. I have friends
Yeah.
Because the
who've
people
lost
that are
their
not going,
jobs.
you're not the people that are going to win is not the poor or the rich. The people
Mm,
that are going to win and persevere is the people that are able to adjust. And that's
Hmm.
wisdom from my grandmother. This is not the first time we went through inflation. Inflation ain't nothing but taxes. Tariff ain't nothing but them taxing them on
mhm,
goods.
mhm,
So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So it's a whole nother war that's bigger than us that's affecting us. They don't care about us as a people. Sorry to
No,
say it, but they don't. It's just what it is. You
it
know what I
is.
mean?
Right.
And we keep screaming and yelling for them to care, but they don't. They just look at you as a pawn. Even the FDA, even dealing with our food, they don't even evaluate that stuff. They go all off of what they say that they did. It's no fact checking. So, we just need to just concern ourselves, with our community, with the people we love, share knowledge, share strength, share hope, share courage, and just be vigilant. Like Lala said, I agree. It's a shame, but one thing I know about our people, and everybody not may not agree with the same sentiment, but when the stuff go down, oh, we'll adjust. We'll come together.
mhm,
Yes, thank
We
you,
will.
Sugar. That's exactly what I believe in. I feel like this is the best time to, when I say work with your communities, I'm saying work on it, build things that are for you, for your
Hmm.
communities,
Hmm.
And I mean, everybody listening, whatever community you belong to, start working on that, because that is what's going to help you.
Yeah.
Because we are great at adjusting to things. We are great at overcoming
Yes.
things.
Or
But however,
resilient.
we have nothing to fall back to when we overcome and adjust. And that's why I'm saying build the community so we have something to fall back on.
Like some of the clip
After
people
going through
complaining
everything, we need something. Sorry, Sugar?
on TikTok, like some of the clip people complaining. I'm like, really? Girl, I'll wait. Like, you just
Thank
not
you.
found that out?
Yes, thank you. So I
Falling
just wanted
apart.
to,
Like, we know this.
we know,
Did
and
you see
I
the
feel like it's a time. Sorry, Somali Queen?
No, I was asking Sugar if she saw the video of the woman who said, "Help my son." And a few months ago, she was a mugger.
Oh, no, I
And they
ain't see
told
that
her,
one.
"No, we are resting in our 92%. Tell your
Yeah.
people, go find your tribe. Your tribe, the mugger tribe, tell them to help you out." Ireland.
Now, I'm going to look for that one.
Oh, well, okay. DG said I'm back, ladies. I'm gonna catch the replay of the what I've missed. Okay, thank you, DG.
Hey,
Appreciate you.
DG.
Thank you so much. And Toot said she had to take a call. Thank you so much for being up here too and discussing this with me. I really appreciate you.
Whoop, whoop.
And I just want to really reiterate this, like, just stay safe, be vigilant, and take care of yourself, your family, your communities. Build what you can now, because later on, when all this comes to dismay, you have something to fall back on, while they really scraping for whatever they can scrape for. I really truly believe they're trying to do something, but I'm telling you now, it's none of our business. For me, what's going on is none of my business, because no matter how much we tried, they do not care. They're going to keep doing what they want to
They
do.
do not care.
And the best thing to do is to work on ourselves and our communities and keep the faith, keep praying, stay in prayer. And that's all I
Yes.
wanted to say. But I'm going to leave everybody with this last video, these two videos. So, and then we'll end it.
Where
I
them
just have to
fans
say
I
at?
that, 'cause
love
I
that
just,
one.
Where them
I
fans
love
at?
that one. Lala, send that to
Where
me.
them fans at?
That's my type of party.
listen, I love it. When I saw that, I'm like, yes,
That's the
yes,
one, Lala. I like that.
yes. You know what I mean? I have another one. I'll play another one. But this is what I love about Black people. Like, we do not care.
Mm-mm.
And I hope they understand that we do not care. Enough is enough. Do what you want to do. You know, it is what it is. That, you
Yes.
know, you've been warned, but you chose this man because he said he's going to make America great again. This is your great America. Enjoy your great America. While you're enjoying it, we're going to learn some line dances, and I love that. I love that. I'll send it to you, Sugar. There's one more. I'm just going to play one more because I thought that was
Okay.
so good. Oh, hello, Indigo girl. Hey, welcome.
Hey, Indigo.
Hi,
I'm going to play this
Indigo.
last one. Okay, I think I played that one, and I'm going to play
Right
this.
now, we have some big news right now. We have some terrible breaking news coming. We have some really big news tonight, and we have another terrible breaking news up. We have some scary news. We have some big news right now. Donald Trump has officially revoked. Right now, we have some big news right now. We have some terrible breaking news coming. We have some really big news tonight, and we have another terrible breaking news up. We have some scary news. We have some big news right now. Donald Trump has officially revoked.
And just like that.
Get it, get it, get it,
And
get
just
it.
like that.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Just
We don't care about no
like
breaking
that.
news. Get it.
You know what I mean? And I love it. I absolutely love it. For real, for real.
I'm saying we have the ability to adjust like no other. That's what I have witnessed. That's what I have experienced. That's what I have seen.
Yes, I'm telling you,
God
it's
put that in black people, and nobody can take that away from us.
yeah,
Mm-mm,
no one can.
mm-mm.
No one can, and that's why they hate us because we are magic. As much as they say, "Where is what is this?" Is that we are magic. We
Yeah,
are black
magic.
girl magic, and we are as a collective. We are magic, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why they're really mad. That's why they're running tests and doing all they can because they want some of that magic, but God didn't give it to them because it
Want
wasn't
some of this
meant
black
for them. It
magic.
was meant for us,
Hey,
and
Mm-hmm.
that's why they
Brittany
try to do what they
Janae.
do to us.
Yeah.
Hey, Brittany Janae, welcome. Okay,
Yes,
so I'm
Miss
gonna
Z.
any final thoughts, ladies, and I'm gonna play that last video to go out with. Any final thoughts?
I agree with Miss Z. Black people turn inward and let's build each other up culturally, politically, and economically. Whoop whoop.
Yes, Miss
Yeah.
Z. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. This
Mm-hmm.
is what we need. Somali Queen, do you have anything to end with?
Yes, get into that gardening, go support black businesses, learn something new,
Yes. Go support
upgrade it.
Melody Cherie. That's a black owned woman business. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yes, and then there's a
And she
Support
woman.
where
those
them
people.
fans at? Remember she doing line dance
Yes.
too. She was doing a line dance
She was doing the line that was a great live. That was a great live.
too.
Yes,
Okay,
so
Sugar.
there's a woman who's created she's created a website that has all black businesses in America. So look for that. She's on Instagram. She's going to give you anything you need, everything that you want to buy. They have the shop and on the website and on Instagram. So yeah, support black businesses, do black things, and you wait it out. The time is running. You see, we are almost mid year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and remember, always the sun will shine.
Yeah.
Always.
Today's problem is not gonna last, so we just have to be, you know, keep the faith, and hopefully all this will surpass. Sugar, do you have any last ending thoughts that you want to give?
Um, yeah, just always know that sometimes you can't control the things that are going on around you. But like I said, the only person that you are in control over is yourself. So just reach deep into yourself and pull out something of value that you can just give yourself and create, and then you can create, you know what I mean, you just multiply it. You just multiply that creation. And if we just focus on creation instead of competition, I think we'll be all right. If we just love our neighbor, you know, as we love ourselves, I think we'll be all right. And that's all. And DG, yeah, I'm trying to learn the line dances too. I asked my kids, they looking at me like I'm crazy. So child, I'm gonna have to go to the old school. They like line dance. I'm like, oh Lord. So I'm learning. I'm gonna learn the line dance too. So I'm gonna be in the line, and I'm gonna be shaking my fan and shaking other things, and that's that on that. Thanks for having me out, though, Lala. Sorry I was in
Thank
and out.
you, Sugar and Becky with the good hair for your final thoughts. Great, great, great thoughts that you gave. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you to Toot that came up too. I appreciate you too for your great insight as well. And thank you for coming up and joining me. And everybody else that came into the live, thank you so much. I know it's a promptu live, but I really felt the need to discuss this. And I hope it was very informative to those that did not know what was happening. I appreciate you guys all, and I will be back soon with
Thank you for
more
having us.
content.
Thank you,
No,
Lala.
thank you.
Sugar,
Oh,
Nice
sugar, did
Somali
you
queen.
supporting me, ladies.
sugar? Did you watch the poem? The
Yeah, I
the
watched the
the.
poem. It was lovely. I love the Mary Jane.
Okay. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Okay.
Okay,
Thanks,
thank you.
Lala.
I'm gonna put.
Bye. Thanks,
Okay,
Lala.
thank you, ladies.
Bye.
Okay, thank you everyone for joining. Until next time, please like, share this live, and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care, everyone. Have a good and blessed day. Bye.